Welcome to all. In this video we will see enzymes involved in DNA replication. First we will see about DNA polymerases in prokaryotes such as E. coli. So most common polymerase are DNA polymerase 3 and we will see another polymerases here. First one is DNA polymerase 1. This is produced by the gene named Pol A gene and its main role is proofreading, cleanup functions, DNA repair, etc. It has 5' to 3' polymerase activity, 5' to 3' exonuclease activity and 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. Another enzyme DNA polymerase 2, that is translated from Pol B gene. This also involved in proofreading and DNA repairing mechanism. It has 5' to 3' polymerase activity, 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. Okay. Here note that DNA polymerase 1 have 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. Okay. So that is a speciality. Remaining polymerase don't have that specific function. And another most popular enzyme is DNA polymerase 3, that is translated from Pol C gene. This is the major enzyme involved in chromosome replication and it had a high speed of 252,000 nucleotides per second. It has 5' to 3' polymerase activity and 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. Another enzyme are discovered recently in 1990s. The one is DNA polymerase 4, that is translated from DIN B gene. This involved in translation synthesis. That is a process of DNA damage tolerance process that allows the DNA replication machineries to replicate past DNA lesions. And another enzyme is called DNA polymerase 5, that UMUD2C gene is translated this one. This also involved in the TLS process. And next one is exonuclease activities of DNA polymerases. Here we will see the most three exonuclease activity. One is 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. This allows the removal of ribonucleotides of the RNA primer along with their simultaneous replacement with deoxyribonucleotides by 5' to 3' polymerase activity. And another one is 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. This is also utilized during repair of damaged DNA or mismatched DNA. 3' to 5' exonuclease function is utilized during the replication to allow DNA polymerase to remove mismatched bases. Okay. So 3' to 5' exonuclease also plays major role. Here we can see 5' to 3' exonuclease activity is present only in the DNA polymerase 1, whereas DNA polymerase 2 and DNA polymerase 3 have only 3' to 5' exonuclease activity. So in general, 3' OH of growing chain forms covalent bond with phosphate molecules of DNTP, and DNA polymerases can only add nucleotides to the 3' end. That means 5' to 3' direction of the synthesis. So now we will see how DNA polymerase works. Generally, DNA polymerase 3 is a multi-protein aggregate. Altogether we call it as holoenzyme. This holoenzyme complex is necessary to carry out the daughter chain elongation process made by DNA polymerase 3. Here a group of nearly 10 to 12 proteins form the complex and to perform the function of daughter chain elongation. So here you can see most of the proteins occurs as dimers proteins. So here we can see the alpha subunit, the green color one. This is the real DNA polymerase, and another unit called epsilon unit. So this involved in the exonuclease activities, and the pi unit helps or stimulates the exonuclease function of epsilon, and beta is acting as a sliding clamp that hold the strands of DNA for replication process. And gamma protein binds with ATP molecules for the hydrolysis and production of energy, and theta is a dimerizing unit. So this dimering unit has to hold the two alpha polymerase strands to perform 2 strands of DNA at the same time. And another units like delta, phi, zeta act as a clamp loader to stabilize the holoenzyme complex to perform its polymerization function. So in addition, certain accessory proteins which are involved in the DNA replication are discussed here. First one is the helicase enzyme to unwind the double stranded DNA, and a single strand binding protein stabilize the single strand, and DNA gyrase release the friction pores made by helicase. And it is also known as topoisomerase as a common term for referring both prokaryote and eukaryote gyrases. And another enzyme called primase, this will form RNA primers to initiate the strand elongation by DNA polymerase 3, and DNA ligase join the nick ends of DNA. And another group of protein called processivity as accessory proteins, and another protein is called uracil DNA and glycosylate protein for glycosylation purpose. So the complete replication apparatus that move along the replication fork is called replisome. So now we will briefly see about processivity accessory protein. One of the protein plays role in DNA replication. The ability of a particular polymerase to remain associated with the template strand is termed as processivity. The longer it associates, the higher the processivity of the enzyme. DNA polymerase processivity is enhanced by additional protein activities of the replisome identified as processivity accessory proteins. And removal of the replicon induced torsional strain by the enzyme called DNA topoisomerase. If unwind the helix permanently but no nicks or breaks are created, it causes increased tension ahead of the replication force. DNA is generally right-handed or twist clockwise. These areas overwound and cause injuries to DNA. To relieve the torsional stress, topoisomerase 2 cuts both strands of double-stranded DNA and turns 360 degree and reseals it immediately. Topoisomerases also relieve the torsional stress by introducing single-strand break by the topoisomerase 1. The nicks made by single strand are then released by or resealed by the topoisomerases. And another enzyme, the DNA ligase function. DNA ligase covalently closes the nicks in single stranded DNA or double stranded DNA. Nicks must contain 3' hydroxyl and 5' phosphoryl terminase. Another enzyme, primase, active only in the presence of other proteins together called primosome complex. This also plays a part in unwinding the DNA strands ahead of the replication fork, and main role is synthesis of RNA primers. Next, some of the enzymes proofread DNA during its replication and repair damage in existing DNA. Mistakes during the initial pairing of template nucleotides and complementary nucleotides occur at a rate of 10,000 base pairs. DNA polymerase, especially DNA polymerase 1, proofreads each new nucleotide against the template nucleotide as soon as it is added. If there is an incorrect pairing, the enzymes remove the wrong nucleotide and then resume synthesis. The final error rate is only 1 per 1 billion nucleotide base pair. So if during normal process 1 in 10,000 will occur, that carefully proofreaded, and finally it will be reduced to 1 in 1 per billions of nucleotides. So for example, in human 3 billion base pair means only 2 or 3 nucleotide error is possible. Thank you.